Mother's Day is a time to celebrate moms everywhere. This past year has been especially challenging for us mamas, and it would be nice to have one day to relax. So to help with that, I'm sharing 2 make-ahead recipes with you so you can sleep in a little this Mother's Day. These recipes are easy and delicious, and best of all, you can freeze them or put them in your fridge and just thaw or warm them up in your oven or microwave. I hope you'll give them a try. First up is this oh so good slow cooker egg casserole. To make this egg casserole, you're going to take half a cup of chopped up mushrooms, diced mushrooms, half a cup of diced red bell pepper, and add this to your mushrooms. Okay, and here I have half a cup of red onions. You can use white onions if that's what you have, but I had red onions, so you're going to use about half a cup, and also mix this in. Then give this a stir. Next, you're going to add a half a cup of spinach and 1 green onion or shallot. Then toss it so that it's all mixed up. Okay, now that we have our veggie mixture all mixed up, we're going to take our crock pot and we are going to generously spray this with oil, or if you don't have a sprayer like me, I am going to just put a layer of oil at the bottom and rub the sides with oil. Okay, so I'm just getting the oils to coat the bottom. And then I'm just going to take some of that oil. I'm going to put a little bit more, and then I'm going to take some of that oil and rub it around the sides. Okay, so next you're going to just place your veggies inside your crock pot. Now set this aside, and in a large mixing bowl you're going to add 1 dozen eggs. So this video is a part of a Mother's Day Brunch Ideas collaboration hosted by my friend Sonia from Domestic Diva Cooking. After you watch my video, click the playlist link to get some more brunch ideas. If you're coming over from the playlist, welcome. I hope you'll subscribe and give this video a like and leave me a comment to say hello. Now back to this casserole. Now whisk this together until it's nice and fluffy. My eggs are now nice and fluffy. I am going to add some salt to taste and a bit of black pepper. And you could put as much or as little as you like. And I like to put a little bit of paprika as well. So I'm just going to pour that in. And so I would say it's about that's like a lot of paprika. So you might want to put just half a teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of black pepper. If you don't like the heat, you can omit that altogether. And then you want to just kind of start with 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Okay, then to that I'm also going to add in about a teaspoon of garlic powder. Whisk this up again. Next, add your milk, and I am adding a cup of milk, about a cup. So when you're done whisking this and incorporating all the spices, you can set this aside and bring your veggies in your crock pot over. And I forgot to add some salt, so we're going to do that right now. Not too much because your eggs have salt in them and you don't want to make this too salty. So give it a good stir. So I just realized that I put all my veggies in here, but I really should have put half because we're going to be layering this. So I'm just going to be taking out half and putting it in this bowl and saving it for the second layer. Okay, so now we have our layer in here. We're going to take our bacon, and I have 5 strips of bacon here that I've just crisped up, and you can crisp this as much or as little as you want. I use chicken bacon, you can use pork bacon. You don't even have to crisp this, it's just how your family prefers to have it. My family likes it a little bit crisped, So that's what I did. And I will be linking the recipe down in the description box below, and you can get the recipe down there. Okay, so I've got my bacon in here now layered. Okay, and now I'm going to layer in a bit of cheese, and this is 2 cups of shredded cheese, and this is shredded medium cheddar, but you can use old, you can use medium, whatever you want. It's really up to you. Okay, so I've got that layered in. So we're just gonna repeat veggies, bacon, and then cheese. Okay, and I'm leaving a bit of bacon to go inside of my egg, so that way I have some egg on the top, some bacon on the top. I'm also going to leave a little bit of the cheese. I would say about quarter to a half cup of cheese left, so that I can put that on top of my egg. So now that everything's layered in there, let's now go ahead and pour our egg over this whole mixture, and the egg is gonna just go in between everything and then coat this really nicely. Okay, so now I'm gonna top this with the rest of the cheddar and the bit of bacon that I left back. So now that we have everything layered, we're going to drop this into the crock pot. Cover it and put it on low. So you can do this the night before, and then on Mother's Day morning, you'll have a delicious egg casserole to share with your family. So this is done, and this has been cooking for 5.5 hours on low. So it really depends on your crock pot, but mine did it in 5.5 hours, and it came out really good. Next up are these sweetly delicious blueberry Greek yogurt lemon scones. Start by preheating your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Line a baking sheet with parchment paper and set it aside. Next, in a medium mixing bowl, add 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. To that, add 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now give this a good whisk. Next, you're going to grate 6 tablespoons of frozen butter, and I used my box grater to grate this. So add this into your flour, and then add a tablespoon of lemon zest. Next, you're going to take your pastry blender and just blend everything in. And you're going to cut this until they're the size of a pea. When you're done mixing your flour, it should look crumbly like this, and when you squeeze it together, it should form a loose clump. So set this aside now, and in a small bowl, you're going to add your 1 egg, 3 tablespoons of maple syrup, and 1/2 cup of full-fat Greek yogurt. Now you're going to give this a whisk until it's combined. Now that everything is combined, we're going to add this mixture to the dry ingredients. Next, stir your ingredients until it starts to form and come together loosely. And if you could smell this, it smells so good already. I can smell the lemon. Okay, so this is about good enough. Next, add 1/2 cup of blueberries. Fold until all your blueberries are incorporated, and it forms a sticky ball. If you find your mixtures too dry, you can add in more Greek yogurt. I'm adding in about two teaspoons or so. So it should look like this. Now place your dough onto a floured surface. Then pat your dough into a circle shape with about a 2-inch thickness. Okay, and then you can stick your blueberries in there. Next, with a knife, cut your scone into 8 pieces. And the way I do this is I make a vertical cut, then I make a horizontal cut, and then I make 2 diagonals right in the middle of the quarters that I just cut. And then place your scones on your baking sheet, leaving about 2 inches around them because they will rise and puff up a bit. These are ready to go in the oven. We're going to place them in the oven at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for about 12 to 14 minutes or until they're golden brown and cooked through. Okay, so my scones are now done and they're golden brown, and we're now going to place them on a cooling rack and let them cool for 5 minutes. Okay, so while my scones are cooling off, I'm going to be making the glaze. This is a Greek yogurt lemon glaze. So in a bowl, you're going to put 1 tablespoon of Greek yogurt, a teaspoon of lemon juice, freshly squeezed, and to that you'll add a tablespoon of icing sugar. So give this a good stir. Okay, so I think this is a good consistency. And our blueberry scones have cooled off enough now, and so I've just placed them on the cooling rack inside of the baking sheet, and that's so we don't make a mess. And now we're just going to drizzle it over, and you can drizzle it however you like, as much as you like or as little as you like. These scones are delicious with a fresh lemon flavor, and this casserole is so yummy with its spices. You'll have to give these a try. Thanks for watching.